It finally happened. I got banned from Twitch. And I wanted to make a video basically explaining what happened, why I think it happened, and then also just have some discourse around the entire situation. Because frankly, the discourse that's currently going on Reddit and on Twitter, it makes me kind of sad and even a little bit sick. I mean, it's bad when you got prominent members of the community saying that I'm a literal predator. I got people out there saying I'm racist. I got people saying that out there I'm a misogynist. Um, it just seems so uncharitable, you know. So I just want to kind of hopefully give some context to the people that want to hear. So, what happened? Yesterday, after my stream, my partner manager effectively hit me up saying, "Yo, dude, got something I want to talk about. It's just kind of important." Immediately getting onto the call with him, I could tell he was kind of depressed and like sounding quite sad. Anyway, he got right to the point and said, "Yeah, man, unfortunately, in 1.5 hours from now, your Twitch account will be banned, and there's nothing you can really do about it. Um, you know, once you're banned, then you can dispute what once you're banned, then you can file a dispute. But yeah, no. So you're actually banned. You're going to be getting banned for hateful conduct towards a protected class, that being woman. And yeah, he goes on to say that effectively, uh, yeah, that clip that got reported a little bit. That one. Yeah. Well, the reporting wasn't the issue. It got promoted to the trust and safety team at Twitch, and they effectively deemed, after investigating, that actually, yeah, no, I've broken TOS, and I'm absolutely, needing to be banned off the website because of the fact that I'm being hateful towards women, and that, I can't do anything. I just have to kind of wait for the ban to go through, and then I can do something. So anyway, yeah, this is the clip. We'll show you the clip. It's a pretty bad clip. It's an awful clip. Let's just show it. Okay, and they have like this. It's like this. This is what they wear. Okay, they're wearing this, and I'm like, when you see the underbutt, that's too much. Okay, because then it's like there's some sexual drive there where you're like, that's dude. I mean, you're just asking to get sexually assaulted by some fucking deranged mental person, and yeah, it's bad. So, why do I think I was banned? Let me just go on the record right now, straight away, before we get into this. I think all women should be able to wear whatever they want. In the perfect world, women could walk around naked. But, okay, I'm a very logical and practical person. And my entire point is that we don't live in this, perfect utopia where people can do whatever they want. Um, there are things you can do, in the real world that minimize bad things happening to you, right? And that could be anything. Doesn't have to be to do with sexual assault. For example, the situation I'm in right now, I could have done things to reduce my chances of getting banned on Twitch. My big error in this case was immediately assuming, based on intuition alone, that the less clothing you're wearing increases the probability that you're sexually assaulted. I was being overconfident, made the mistake of thinking, oh yeah, this is so obvious. Like, let my guard down, turn my filter off. Like, oh, and I just said, and I made my point in a really stupid way. In hindsight, I completely understand like how it could be misinterpreted in a way that could get me banned. Like, even if statistically There was evidence to suggest that the more provocative clothing that you wear, the more likely you are to be sexually assaulted, which there isn't, by the way, like in either way. But even if it was true, if someone's out there saying that women who are wearing more provocative clothing deserve to get sexually assaulted, that is like a disgusting thing to say, and of course they should be banned. And that's how Twitch Trust and Safety Team must have interpreted my message. And ultimately, we live in the real world, and it's my responsibility as a streamer to try and minimize the level of misinterpretation. So I'm not saying I didn't do anything wrong, but deep down, I know that I'm not some misogynistic, woman-hating incel that is out there just trying to hate on people and just say things to hate on women. And I think it's clearly obvious to anyone who regularly views my stream or has full context. They just think I'm a massive spurg because, what can I say? I also wanted to make this video because during my ban, I've had a lot of time to look at everyone's reaction and interpretation of what happened. And as I've said, I was pretty disturbed by all the people who just assumed the worst about me. And I realized these were incredibly low-res conclusions. And in return, I would have to reply with a high-resolution response to basically dispel the various myths. And I realized that this is something I and other streamers have to deal with on a regular basis. Hear me out. This is going to get a little bit spicy, but for example, recently I was just watching a video that basically prompted me to start talking about crime. And somebody in chat said, quote, unquote, black people commit more crime. And he was implying that it was inherently to do with race. And it was just an extremely low resolution take. And I had to dispel it. I talked about, how stats show you're more likely to commit crime if you're in poverty. And, due to years of injustice, black people are statistically more likely to be in poverty. And it's perpetuated by a lack of funding in these areas, etc. I said something like, we shouldn't blindly invest specifically in areas for black people, but instead invest in poor areas, right? That way, it's naturally going to help more black people on average, but then also help the poor white people who deserve it too. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of people adding me in chat saying, oh, you're saying black equals poor, or I'm secretly trying to funnel more resources to white people. And I realized the more I reply with higher resolution responses, the more people would just sit there and spam low-res accusations, effectively permanently stun-locking me for hours on end. Because you can't win. It requires 5 times the amount of time to reply with proper context than it does to sit there and just yell a bunch of random, out-of-context accusations. And then to make it worse, people who join in just think just some crazy guy talking about women or black people or whatever controversy is going on at the time. The lessons that I've learned from this experience, okay, is assuming something based on intuition to be 100% true is literally never a good idea. It's never a good idea. If it isn't true, and you have the mentality it is true, then there will naturally be heated arguments and misspeaking due to overconfidence. 2, you got to try to be more careful in the way you word things, because otherwise you sit there wasting a bunch of time on semantics and not the actual core issue. And 3, and most importantly, regardless whether or not something is true, it still matters how you word something. If someone thinks that you believe women morally deserve to be assaulted based on their clothing, that's horrible. No matter what statistics you have to back it up. In conclusion, I'm appealing the ban to have it either reduced or, entirely removed because, I don't really want to have like misogynist 69 attached to my account. That'd be great. Because ultimately, I don't think had someone come on to the website and basically pose the question, does the clothing women wear make them more likely or less likely to be sexually assaulted? I don't think they would get banned. I think it's absolutely the implication that women are deserving this, which obviously I've said numerous times that I misspoke and I absolutely regret it. I want to give a shout out to your boy Destiny and also Kelly Jean for basically having a chat with me during the absolute kind of pinnacle of this whole situation. They came on with good intentions trying to help me out, so I really do appreciate that. At this point, I've made my peace. There isn't really much else I can say. If people don't want to take my word for what I truly meant that day, there's really nothing I can do. So I can only control myself. All I can really do is learn from this, improve as a person, and move on. And remember, if you see a clip in the future of me saying some mental, crazy thing where you're like, wow, that guy's completely insane and he hates X, Y, or Z, it's probably just my cooked brain struggling to say what I actually mean.